That one is not stable. At least one that is stable, I also want to get married to her. Cannot just like the one sponsor the daytime, then very mother and sister get married. But when you go to that together, you will find out that if this is like 2000 married, the second is they say all the I cannot give them to my daughter. I don't want her to like that. I spoke to her. I told her. I told her everything that I did to her. To show me that respect. And the first thing I also know that those that respect with their children issue. Want to take things from that.
Okay.
But for the parents, of what they the parents is one. When you say that there is not other that means they are together and together.
Oh dear, Jeff.
Okay, tell me what he said.
Okay. Jeff basically just he painted a picture. He said, let's just say a lady traveled back to her village and then she got pregnant and gave birth to a child there. And
Okay.
then left that child there, then comes to Lagos and gets pregnant again and
Yes.
have a child in Lagos.
Yes.
Then, years later, the one in the village might not come to the city and now marry the one in the city. That if they go to court, courts would not be able to identify that they're actually siblings. But traditional marriage will help you with that information.
Forget it. Forget it.
But it's just like that.
Unless you are
Okay.
marrying from the same place. You see, this advantage is I wouldn't even call it an advantage because if you're marrying from the same place. What if I am Yoruba and I want to marry Akwa Ibom? I won't marry there's no way I'll marry my sister from Akwa Ibom. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So it's not it's for people that want, when you go abroad you see people get married to Indians, to Chinese, to Americans, to all sorts of people. So I don't see that so you
that.
even DNA can help you tell if somebody is closely related to you. DNA is useful for that now. Instead of you can get it done cheaper with DNA. So the question is, mention one advantage of bride price that is not sentimental or emotional.
Okay, hello.
Mention one advantage.
What's your name?
My name is Ikechuku. I'm calling from Naija.
Alright, Ikechuku. Yes, we can hear you.
Yes. I want to make a contribution.
Okay.
With respect to what you say. I want him to realize the very fact that traditional wedding or bride price, like we have all agreed, is tradition meant to do what? Unite both families. You see, to some extent, in those days that it was practiced very well more than now, they were all living as a community. So you are able to identify one from another. Like he is saying, using DNA, these are, English ways of identification now. Even though we can still progress in adding something to our tradition to enhance it, rather than abolishing it, I will tell you that somebody, like from where I'm coming from Abia State, and there is what we call people and the event. One can come from Abia State and another from Anambra State, but they are from the same people. Once it is identified that they are from that people, which means you enables you to ensure that you are not marrying your brother or you are not marrying your sister. Because once you marry your brother or your sister, traditionally it's an abomination. So in order to ensure that, yes, these people do not involve themselves in an abominable act, there is need for them to gather together and be able to understand that.
The topic today is mention one advantage of bride price that is not emotional or sentimental.
The only way they gather.
And I've heard all sorts today. Some people say because bride price and traditional marriage favors the men, it doesn't really favor women and children, really. And that's a reason why we should have it.
Yes, because the elderly ones, children may not be able to know the history of their past. So, but when a situation whereby elders are involved in it, stories will move from one point to another point, and eventually you will know where one is coming from. So when it is not identified, you discover that people can act abominable things. I had a sister or a cousin, okay, who moved from Ajax to Warri, and eventually met somebody that that is from our town, but they never knew that they are brothers.
Okay.
She got pregnant, and when they now return for the man to be able to do what is involved in the whole thing, and they discover that they are brothers. I mean, they are brothers and sisters. So you see to that. And so, in the tradition, you will discover that they have a lot of things to do what? To make sure that the land is at peace. So that they will not have issues and problems in their life. So, rather than abolishing bride price or traditional marriage, we need to enhance it. Jesus Christ said in the Bible that it is because of the stiff-neckedness of the people that was why God was given. These people will ordinarily understand the way of life. Tradition is the way of life, and be able to abide by it. We will have a very good and wonderful marriage life. Okay, so it is in my place. Even the bride price, what they call sorrow, which may be probably today they can say 5 naira and all that. When you give it, your in-law can comfortably say, please take this thing back. I am not selling my daughter to you. I want you people to live happily and be able to produce the fruits of in your life. And so you hand it over to them, that everybody will be happy. They will drink together, and that brings about the joy. And I tell you, having known themselves together very well, if the woman goes to the man's house and the man starts teaching the woman,
Okay, I think we've had this for long enough.
Yeah.
He's not ending. Thank him very much.
Okay.
Now,
All right. Thank you.
thank you very much. All the excuses that he has brought forward are nothing but emotional excuses. Just like tribal marks. Tribal marks are what you use to identify your brethren. So why don't you just have why don't you just have tribal marks so you don't even need to come home? When you see your brethren outside, no, you're my brethren.
The first time I had this argument, I think I was still in secondary school when they said tribal marks were used for identification. I was like, so a name is not enough.
No, those days, they had more sense than us. So forget all this one that we are doing. They had sense those days. Sense was worrying them. You understand? You see, I'm yet to see, except for Koboko Man, who said he benefited 100,000 naira from his daughter in December. That's the only reason why I'm even considering this bride price now. Because if I have 4 daughters, that's 400K. Maybe I should even collect their bride price down so I can change my phone.
Alright.
Abi, they know if you collect bride price in credit.
Hello?
No way that if we didn't even know their future husband. Yes, hello. Good evening.
Hello, Ada.
We can hear you. Fine, thank you.
Good evening.
Mrs. DK, yeah?
No,
Oh,
this is from Eva.
oh, my dear. Your name again?
First time caller, and
Woo!
like that is present saying,
Mm.
it would have been better if women who have suffered in the hands of men
Thank you.
tell the importance of God. What I'm trying to tell you now is, what about those of us who were not accepted to pay a bride price just because you refuse to get married to someone the family wants, or rather they don't want to, but they didn't get them. That was my own case. So it is the cost that kept us going to deep. And along the line, the uncle started saying with it. You know, I have a sister who, at the end of the day, she was telling the uncle to go and return the bride price. That after all, she can find love later somewhere else. And my uncle told me that, look, we don't have, we are not the party to them to collect the bride price. Up to today, that bride price has not been collected from the man. But she wanted the bride price to be given back to them. You see, when we talk about tradition, even in my place tomorrow, the woman that has no child, I mean, no male child, can get married to another fellow woman as a husband.
Hmm.
Tradition, please, I want to advise every lady that comes to marriage to get women a lot. More than a lot.
God bless this woman.
Because people in Lagos are beginning to belong to all court marriage in a very high esteem. I'm not saying traditions should not take into court, but whereby they are taking attached to it. Okay, come and marry now. I won't collect the bride price. Nobody will collect the bride price. And I think about it. What do you do? Do you, because of the family, marry somebody you don't love? Because they are using that as a yardstick. Like when you go to the court and get married. And you don't find the way to push up. Good marriage favors both men, women, and even the children.
Yes.
Man is the person that is suffering in the marriage. You can go to the court. Yes. After that, seek the legal representative. You move on, the woman moves on. If it is the woman that is saying that can fine, you go to the court. So it happens law, not like that the truth is saying. Because I am the victim of it. My children are out there. Nobody beats me. But now gradually they are running back. Your woman was done, all my children, without their presence. But I don't joke my life because they call. I'll do what I'm supposed to do. Nobody can take it back. Even when they said I should go back to the court and take the paper, the court told me, look, you have registered the court. Tell them to collect their bride price, and that's all we can say. You have no business with them. What I'm telling you is more than something years now. Yes, that's how I started my training with my husband and my children. And we all doing well. This work for the sake of the cause. When I just went to a man's house, you know, I have to get married. Registration, even in the Bible, don't just have to go and register. So if Nigerian law courts have accepted women and men to come together and register in the court, oh God, for crying out loud, why don't you do it? If you want to do your tradition, I just do it too. For court marriage, I want to tell you, it's so good. It's very protective, especially for women. Thank you.
May God bless this woman. You see, I've had the experience. That's why I'm telling you.
Okay.
The court would protect the woman. The tradition will protect the man. Take my word for it. The court would protect you as a woman, and they will protect the children. Traditions would not protect children, no. These are things women, especially like this lady said, women have to keep these things at the back of their minds. Women have to be forward thinking. It just looks like, oh, that today's show was dedicated to somebody who is going through something out there, but can't realize it because of one reason or the other. Maybe this message was actually for you. At the end of the day, if you're not protected by the courts, you could get into a whole lot of trouble. So, more calls, and I need women to call. I need women who are actually experienced. Somebody is saying, Daddy Freeze, you are too weak for a man. So what are you doing here watching me? Better go and carry your... Let me not even... Let me remove you.
Hello. Good evening. How are you?
Come on, get out of here.
Okay, Jonathan, go ahead.
Good evening, sir. Tell him that he should give you, that he should forget the long story and give you one advantage of bride price. Let's forget what's in the Bible and what's not there.
Can you hear Daddy Freeze?
Tell him that I said he should give us one advantage of bride price. He should leave all this, whether it's in the Bible or it's not in the Bible. That's not the topic.
Okay, Daddy Freeze. Daddy Freeze is asking you to give him the benefit of bride price. Just state that.
What is that benefit to me? I don't have the dividend. I left today to Lagos. I just meet a woman and take her to the court and just take her to her to tell her.
Why not? Why not? What is wrong with it? What is wrong with it?
No, that. If that happened in the that ever happened in the Bible, you just go into and make the woman and just get married to her and just without knowing the family, without doing anything.
My brother, you don't want to start doing the things that are inside the Bible. Oh. Let's just leave Bible. Let's leave religion. Let's leave religion out of this totally. Let's leave religion. You know, I keep imploring people, leave religion out of this. Many of you that are arguing Bible, you don't know what is inside that book. And many of you cannot do 10% of what is written in that book. So let's leave Bible and let's face our reality. Not one person has been able to give us one advantage of bride price. One. I want to hear that it favors children. I want to hear that it is fair to the weaker member of the union, which is the woman. Those are the things I want to hear. I don't want to hear that it's our tradition. There are many things. Tribal mark is our tradition. Circumcision for women is our tradition. And it gives a woman honor. Says who? Do you think to someone like me, I look at a woman and I measure her honor by the bride price they've paid for her? Honor is relative. Tell me. I want to hear it. I told, someone said, Ada, someone said I should give my experience. When I went to the courts for my divorce, I stated my case. My ex stated her case. They heard the two of us. The court judged the matter in the best possible way. I didn't get everything I asked for, but I was 100% satisfied with the fairness of the court. Meanwhile, my friends that did traditional, they told her to return her the children to her husband. She married a man from Imo. She now said one day that she's not doing the marriage. The man tricked her into not doing court wedding. Don't you love me? Why do you want to? No, our traditions are good. I don't like this white people's tradition. Blah, blah, blah. Just wound it up. At the end of the day, the woman was pregnant. She had no choice. They did only traditional. Found out that the guy was duping people left, right, and center, collecting money from people, beating her, collected her money, used it to buy a car for his girlfriend. One day she got tired and said, you know what? I'm not doing this again. She now said she wanted to go. They now sat down, did Umuna meeting on her head, and said, no problem. If you want to go, let your parents refund the dowry. Then they went on that refunding dowry for like 2 years. The guy's family refused to collect the dowry. Then finally, when the day they were supposed to collect the dowry, the woman now went there alone. They said, where are the children? That he cannot come and return dowry without giving the man his children. So now they hear waiting no make sense. So at the end of the day, the woman went back to the marriage. And she's inside the marriage. I know her boyfriend. I just had to cut her off a few months ago. I said, look, madam, I cannot be counseling you and your boyfriend if you are in the marriage. If you cannot leave the marriage, I cannot be condoning adultery because you are calling me to cry to me that your boyfriend did this to you inside marriage. But that's the hypocrisy. Is it fair to the children that they are giving to their father? Do you think any court will ever carry children and give to their father unless their mother has psychiatric problems? The only reasons why court will carry children and give a woman is either because she is loose or promiscuous, or she is a criminal, or she has a psychiatric problem. If it's not any of those three cases, they will share the children. They will most likely, if the children are younger than 10, 90% of the time, the woman will get them. But the man would have access to them unless the man now has all sorts of issues. Then they might now say, okay, you have visits, but supervised visits. God favors children. Tradition do not favor our children. Why are we building traditions that are favoring old men instead of traditions that are favoring young children that are our future? How are we thinking in this generation? This woman called and gave us her story of how her life was saved by court wedding. You are looking for something that will favor an old man that has lived half of his life and putting children in jeopardy. Should children not be the first priority of any institution? Do you think traditional people care about children? Children care. How they will divide the properties was in their head. So until anyone can give me a logical, I've given you a logical reason for why court is better than traditional wedding. Court takes care of the weaker people, the women and the children. The court protects them. The court protects their interest. So if you are a woman and you want to marry, ensure that you have a court wedding done. Ensure it. It's the best advice I can give you, so you will not cry tomorrow. So as I've given you one advantage, a logical advantage, a court will protect women and protect children. Now you give me one law. Don't give me it's honorable. Don't give me it's in the Bible. Half the things in the Bible you cannot do. Don't tell me that is our tradition. It was also our tradition to draw tribal marks. And it made sense to them those days when they were drawing the tribal marks. It made logical sense to them. So let's take more calls.
Okay, 0700 993 993 993. Hello? Hello? Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, please go ahead, sir. Hello? Oh dear. Hello? What's your name?
Yeah, it's Victor.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear all that you say. Yes, but I want to ask you a question. Hello?
We can hear you.
Alright. For someone that is going to pay back right price,
Hmm.
a guy and a girl that met themselves, they are actually together, they are in love, because I have a friend like that. But they are to do both traditional and God, and they are still staying together. Is that okay? But they are still planning of doing the traditional and also the God. They are planning because the money has not yet come. So is it okay?
Daddy Freeze.
Hello?
Yeah.
I can hear you. Did you
Now
hear it?
say what she said.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, my brother.
I'm asking you a question. Say a guy and a lady that met themselves in the city and they got married. They are yet to do both traditional and courts. Do you think it's okay? As I said, they are planning of doing that when money comes.
So how did they get married then?
Just got the first of all to themselves and children are they have two kids already. So the both families are disturbing them from the traditional wedding. So that's what they are planning for.
Okay, but they've done court wedding.
No, but they're not done it. But they are staying together. They've been together now for 4 years.
Okay, so basically you're asking us to talk about cohabiting together.
And for now, I mean,
Let's stay on topic. We hardly have enough time for one topic. You are bringing in another 5 topics.
Okay, one more call. Hello. No. Hello. Good evening. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Yeah.
Tell him we don't have time. All this romantic voice he's doing. We don't have time. Oh.
Okay, sorry, what did you say? Okay, Daniel, you have less than a minute. Please go ahead. Okay.
What did he say? Because I didn't quite
He
hear
said the
him.
married people should just allow the single guys to talk about this because at the end of the day, they are the ones paying the money and it's quite expensive these days.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense too.
But then the difference, I know that bride price is just our thing.
Okay.
And it's so sad that some people are now using it as a tool to attack women, to be abusive and do all sorts of things. But then again, do you know that a gun, you actually brought this instance today, a gun can be used for peace and also for war.
Yes.
So some people use it and then it has helped them retain their marriage, and some just use it to abuse women, some men basically.
Yes.
And also, let's not forget that in as much as court marriage seems to favor the women and children, do you know that some women also pretend, get married to someone who is very, very rich, and over time they ask for a divorce just to get half of his assets?
Yes.
So let's not downplay people's actions or just tie the success of
Now there is a legal protection. There's a legal protection for a man who you want to marry and collect half of his wealth. It's called a prenup. And it works. Now, let me also explain something to you. Imagine Jeff Bezos, for instance, and Mackenzie Bezos.
Okay.
They started the journey together, made the money together, grew together, and then she was leaving. He called her aside, said, look, he didn't give her half, but he gave her a chunk. He gave her about 30 billion. And then she, knowing the husband she had, allowed him to sit on her shares and said, you know what? Despite the fact that we're divorcing and all that, he's still going to be in charge of my shares in the company. She wanted him to still have controlling power. And he was able to rise those shares to the point where he's now worth 160 billion. So the court protects you. Tradition, she will have packed her bags and left. She'll be lucky if she leaves that billionaire with a house. She'll be lucky. And she will drop his children for him. Meanwhile, the court protected her interest and she left with $30 billion. She left with Dangote's money times 3. Now, did she deserve it? Of course she deserved it. She worked hard with him to grow the company. Do you know how many women have worked hard with men to grow the company, and when they left with nothing? So once again, you have only highlighted the advantages of court over bride price and traditional. If you must do court, if you must do traditional, ensure you do court. If you can only afford one wedding, it must be the court. Forget about church wedding. The scriptures never gave the church the authority to conduct weddings. It's a man-made idea that is not rooted in scripture. Traditional wedding is rooted in scripture. Agreed. However, it has been abused. And in a situation where something is abused, what do? You remedy it. What's the remedy? Very simple. The court protects the woman and the children. The children are the future. Do you want to look? Imagine Jeff Bezos, worth $160 billion, married a small Nigerian girl and decided that they were doing only traditional. And then he wants to marry somebody else and the girl says she's not doing again. She'll be lucky if she left with a car. Say she get range, drive, come out the house. She go to thank God every day. People go to I say, boy, you try, oh. He give you motor. I'm asking, what do you think the tradition will tell? The tradition will tell him. The tradition will ask him, why is she leaving here? Because he wanted to marry a second wife. Tradition will say she should stay with him. If he doesn't want to stay, she should go. She's a useless woman. That's the kind of things you'll be hearing. Even her parents will call her aside and say, fix your home. Marriage is to be endured, not enjoyed. Fix your home. Stay back. Don't let another woman come and reap where you sowed.
Okay, then please don't crack me up. I really do wish that we can.
Do you know we had a totally different topic for today?
I know. It's Daddy Freeze. Maybe we'll get to have that next week Thursday.
All right. All right. Yes, we'll have that next week Thursday. We'll just transfer it. But we needed to end this topic on this note. And up until today, the 14th now of August 2020, I am yet to see one advantage, one logical, non-sentimental, and non-emotional excuse for traditional marriage. God bless you all.
Okay, thank you so much, Daddy Freeze. Alright, do have an amazing weekend. We'll get to
And you too. I'll give you a holler.
Okay. Alright, thank you so much.
Women, let men appreciate you the way Jeff Bezos appreciated Mackenzie. That's how they break up a marriage. They give you $30 billion. They give you Dangote, Thierry. You can't go tie your leg, tie your hand, they do traditional. Ma gore, no monkey. Ah, no software ni o. Sorry, you. If you're going to do only one, let it be court. If you are a woman, if you are a man, you want to look for what to favor you, you can do anything you like. But as a woman, you have money only to do one wedding. And guess what? Court wedding is the cheapest. It's cheaper than church. It's cheaper than, I don't even consider church. If you married only in church, just know that you are dating. You have not yet married. You married inside church. You did not do court. You did not do traditional. Just know that you are dating. Just know that it is dating, fiancé and fiancé is what people are doing. Better go and marry. God did not give authority to any priest or any church to marry anybody. Mark chapter 7 verse 7. They teach ideas of men as commands from God. So all of you that are dating, that you think you are married, better go and wake up. Court is the government instituted way of getting married. And it is from the government, so it is respected even by the scriptures. Romans chapter 13 verse 1. If you married only in court, just know that you are, only in church, just know that you are dating. You are doing boyfriend and girlfriend. People that gathered in court with 5 witnesses and got married, they are your senior. When you see them on the road, don't call them with name or put "eh." If they are male, put brother. If they are female, put auntie or sister. Don't call them, they are not your mate. So you marry only inside church. You dey fool yourself. There's no, forget it, there's no benefit. What's the benefit? It's emotional. There's no logical benefit. One guy called on the radio and said that the court favors the women and the children. And that's not good. It doesn't favor the men. Oh, so you want the one that favors the men at the expense of the children. How does Nigeria favor now at the expense of our future? Did they use this country's pants to buy Benz? How does a country mortgage its future just to eat its now? Forget the woman, forget the man. Think of the children. And guess what? The court's first priority is the children. First priority. You think you go to court, he cheated on me. This is how the court will be looking at you. Okay, he cheated on you. Okay, sorry. Next, what's the next story? At the end of the day, the court doesn't want to know all that nonsense. You people are shouting up and down, crying up and down like egg that does not have yolk. As you are crying at the court, you will be telling the children, the interest of the children, a proper court. I mean a Lagos court. All those courts in other parts of Nigeria. I'm sorry, from what I've heard from them, I hold on to my reservations. But Lagos, because I went through a divorce in the Lagos system, and I was impressed. I didn't get everything I wanted. Don't let me fool you. I didn't get everything I wanted. Neither did my ex. My ex too did not get everything she wanted. But at the end of the day, everybody is walking away with something. Nobody is cheated. Of course, some people want everything, so when they don't give them everything, they'll feel they are cheated. And that's up to you. But I saw the judgment as fair. Someone is coming here to say Burna Boy is live. Let's support him. Doesn't Burna Boy have enough support? All right, guys. Lovely hanging out with you. Anyone that has something to say real quick? Real quick. Let me see if I can bring Esther. Real quick. Tell me real quick what your take is. I'm waiting for Esther. Esther does not like coming live. Oh. El Tatina. Let me just bring her on. Okay. I'm not sure El Tatina will be able to come. Let me look for somebody else. Hi, Esther Mori. I would have loved you to come. Okay, Esther is not going to come. Church wedding is recognized by the Nigerian Constitution, yes, but who gave the church the right to do wedding? It's not scriptures, and it's not Christ, and it's not Paul, and it's not Barnabas, and it's not Peter or John or Luke. It's religion. Santo Carlos says, good morning, I'm planning on court marriage. Please, I need your advice. As simple as ABC. Go to the court, register. You can get married within the next 1 month if you fulfill the requirements. Heltatain, I couldn't bring you on. Okay. I need to round off. People are trying to reach me, so I'm sure we'll have a scriptural session tomorrow. Please don't forget to join me. I want to see if we can have it for 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Let's discuss the scriptures. Excuse me, very, very important. Okay, please don't forget, join me tomorrow. Okay, I think people are having it difficult coming on to Esther Mori. What happened? You were shy. Should we propose kneeling down? We might discuss that next week. All right, guys. Lovely, lovely having you. People are finding it difficult to join. God bless you all too. Take care of yourselves, and see you tomorrow, 3 o'clock. We'll be having a scripture teaching, and I'll be teaching around the same topic, African traditional religions. How did God speak to our African traditional forefathers? Did God speak to them at all? Did they know God? Let's discuss this from a scriptural perspective. 3 p.m. tomorrow. Please keep it a date. If you can advertise it, let's all be able to come up on it. Ife, Ade, what happened? I tried to bring you on. You couldn't come on. Okay? So I guess we're fine. Take care, guys.